Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave, episode 42. Today I'm going to be playing with some balls. I'm going to be playing with some pinballs. That's what I meant to say. On my Atari and on my Intellivision. Why are you backwards? There we go. Let's just turn that around too. So we got video pinball, which this one came out, what date was this? 81. Okay, let's see. So I love these cartridges. They have all the information written right there for me. 1988. Hey, what does that tell you? This one's probably going to be better, maybe. When I first got my Atari Junior, this was one of the first games I got. But I bought a bunch of games when I first bought it. So I bought this one. I bought Keystone Capers, and actually maybe those were the two I bought right from the get-go. This one I got a little bit later on, like I'm talking a few months ago, like not years ago, and I just felt I had to have it in my collection because it is, you know, it's old Atari game, and I'm sure a lot of people this was their first video game pinball experience. So see how they match up. But I also have this one, which is just pinball, and this is for my one of my favorite systems, or if not my favorite system, the Intellivision. It's pinball. I bought this loose. I had this when I was younger. It was one of the last games I actually bought for the Intellivision. I remember going into when we had computer stores, and going in there, and they still had a small selection of Intellivision games, and I was like, ooh, I still have my Intellivision. And so I bought this one, and I bought Bump and Jump, which is another cool game that I might do later on. So let's plug these guys in and play some pinball. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about today is video pinball. I believe this is one of the first ones to come out for the system. So I'm just going to hit the reset button here. I'm playing this on difficulty setting B, which makes it a little easier to play. Only because there's these two extra openings where the ball can go through if you play on setting A. So I'm just going to try it on setting B. This game I didn't really get a lot of experience with, because I didn't get this game until much later on. Like really, we're talking like maybe 5 or 6 months ago I got this game. So I haven't really played it a lot. One thing I don't really care for is the fact that you only get the 2 flippers. And it looks like you have to go, you know, push to the right to move the right flipper, push to the left. There's no way to make them both go at the same time. I love how the Atari symbol is in there, though. Pretty good sound effects. I mean, overall, it's not too bad. It utilizes the whole screen. It's got all these little things that pop up. I did find, though, sometimes that when I was playing this a few times, that there wasn't much for me to do. I mean, once the ball just starts going on its own, you just kind of wait. And it would just keep going up and down and up and down and up and down. And I wouldn't even have to hit the paddles, kind of like what I'm doing now. Or hit the flippers, I should say. It just, the ball would just be doing its own thing. And every once in a while it's like, oh, I can flip it. And then it comes to the challenge of, do I flip it or do I let it just bounce off my flipper? Fall down there, fall. Whoop, whoop. See, I'm not doing anything, I'm just sitting here. And the ball's doing its own thing. That's when you lose. Let's try the other one, shall we? Alright. So we got Midnight Magic now. Now this one, I bought this game when I first got my Atari Junior. So going back to, I guess that was like the early 90s, I guess. That's when I got that system. And I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was one of the better titles that I had out of all of my games. I like this one, and I like Keystone Capers. color scheme's pretty good. The sound effects are pretty good. It's a much more narrow board, smaller, obviously, than the video pinball. They wanted to make it look a little bit more like the way a pinball machine looks. They're usually, you know, longer and not so wide. So I think with the video pinball, they were trying to stretch it out to fit the whole screen. It just that was a real problem there. Physics are great. So the object of this one is to try and get all of those whatever those light things are at the top, the colored bars, whatever you want to call it. Once you get all of them, then you kind of move on to the next level in a sense. Really all that happens though is the board changes color. So it turns blue and then what's after blue? Green, I think, maybe? I find with this one it's a little bit harder, and the ball seems to move a lot faster, and before you know it, it's down that hole. Now, again, because I'm playing this on the easier setting, so I have that bar at the bottom, and I got those two side parts to stop it from going down the very edges of this, the very right and the very left. Frustrating thing is, every time you lose your ball, all of the little rectangles you hit at the top there reset back to full. So you almost have to do it always in one ball. Overall though, one of my more favorite Atari 2600 games, and I think if you have an Atari 2600 and you don't have this one, you've got to get it on your list. And the good thing is it's fairly cheap. Like I think these usually go for like $5 to $10. They're not those hard to get titles. It came out a little bit later on, I believe. It was the video pinball was first, and that one's not expensive either. I think I paid like $2.50 for that video pinball one in a flea market. Relatively cheap, and I like this. It's not bad. Oop, 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 whoop, whoop. Oh. Okay, so now we got in television pinball. This one's 1981, according to the screen there, which is cool. So let's give this a whirl. Okay, much like the Atari one, the video Atari one, not the Midnight Magic, this one utilizes the full width of the screen. Still looks impressive though. I mean, for its day, I think as far as look is concerned, I like this one. I like the layout. I like the way it looks, and I like that you got all the flippers. You got the 4 flippers, just like Midnight Magic. And I'm losing. Okay. Try that one more time. And you can also push a button and make them all go at once, which is neat. I don't know if there's an advantage to that. Maybe someone might know. So in this game, you're trying to get the ball. I'm trying to remember exactly what triggers it, but I know there's eventually you get this circle at the top. Kind of looks like it has a B in the middle of it, and when you do that, I think you have to go through those red things at the top. Each one. When you do that, there it is. It's right at the top there. Now if I can get the ball to get in there, just like that, I move up to the next level, which is fun. Alright. So now I'm here. Problem is, if I fall down the hole, I go right back down to that other level again. And then there's another level after this, and you have to get all of the... Oh, and I'm back down again. And that could get frustrating. Oh. I often find with pinball games that it's a combination of strategy and a lot of luck. A lot of luck that ball just doesn't come flying out like that, and you can't do nothing about it. And it's game over. But yeah, there's also a third level. I rarely get that high. I know after playing it lots and lots of times, you just get lucky. There's probably some better Intellivision pinball players out there than me, but I've played this for a few times, and I think I've only gotten there like one every 5 games. I don't know. Well, there you have it. All great games. I I'm debating on which one I like better. It's either going to be this guy, the Intellivision, or it's going to be Midnight Magic. Um, I'm kind of leaning towards Intellivision on this one. I really enjoyed it. I really like it. I like how you have to get to that different level, and then there's like there's 3 levels, and it's a real challenge. It does kind of look like the video pinball. I wasn't crazy about this one. I found that maybe it's the way the physics work or something. I just felt like there wasn't anything I was doing. It was the ball was kind of doing all the work, and I was just waiting for it to eventually come back down. It's okay. I mean, it's a great attempt. These games were made around the same time, so this was like 81 and this was 81. But we are comparing apples and oranges here because this, the Intellivision obviously had a much more graphically pleasing games and processor and all that stuff. So we really can't complain too much about the graphics. But I mean, just as far as gameplay, I found this one to be a little. I know there's some fans of it. I've seen them on some of the Facebook groups, and they really enjoy this one. I can't see myself getting into it. But this one, definitely a good Atari game, good 2600 game. Worth it. If you have an Atari, you've got to have this. For sure. And Intellivision, again, great. So maybe I'm just going to say that these are both pretty good, pretty equal, and I enjoyed them both. Anyways, oops. Hope you liked the video. Hope you subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Talk to you later. Thank you for watching Brian's Man Cave, and to all those who have subscribed to my channel, and to all those who like to leave comments. Just as a reminder, I also have a page called Man Cave Connections. This is where you have a chance to show off your own man cave or woman cave, and also look at others. Just simply go to www.briansmancave.com for details, and you'll see a menu item which says Man Cave Connections.